It is a very active evening across mid-Michigan. Several severe thunderstorm warnings in place across the area. Warning in effect for Ingham County set to expire by the time we hit 6:15. Brand new severe thunderstorm warning being issued by the National Weather Service for portions of Eaton and Ingham County. That one set to expire by the time we hit 6:30. Thunderstorms that we're seeing across the area right now capable of producing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, also some quarter-size hail and some very heavy rainfall as well. This particular thunderstorm over in Williamston has not moved within the past hour, getting significant reports of ponding on that road. Actually, a flood advisory just issued by the National Weather Service as well for that portion of Ingham County, set to expire by the time we hit 8:15. More updates on weather coming up in just a little bit. 6 News at 6 starts right now.
WLNS is here for you, celebrating 75 years of bringing you the news with 6 News at 6.
Fire crews working to put out a house fire in a Williamston neighborhood this evening. It's our top story at 6. Thanks for joining us. I'm Rachel Ramsey. Multiple agencies responded to the fire, fighting flames off of a home on High Street. When 6 News crews were on scene, we could see at least a dozen fire trucks and police from Williamston and Fowlerville. The cause of the fire remains unknown. A woman who says she lives in the home told 6 News that her husband was sent to the hospital, but he is expected to be okay. We will bring you the latest once we know more. And police are still looking for a suspect of an armed robbery that happened last night in Lansing. They say the accused had a handgun and robbed a business near Cedar Street and Wilson Street. It happened around 6:30 p.m. Police say a K-9 unit was released during the search, but efforts were unsuccessful, and they are still looking for the suspect, who they believe could still be armed. No one was injured during this robbery, and as of now, it is still unknown how many or what items were stolen. We will keep you updated with the latest on air and online at WLNS.com. Well, the VFW National Home in Eaton Rapids hosted a veterans workshop today. There were resources available along with a screening of a documentary about the lives of soldiers during the war in Iraq. Taryn Simmons spoke with the director of the film, and she's here for you now with the message she's hoping to get across.
Rachel, the film follows director Jake Rademacher and his powerful journey to reconnecting with his brothers and the soldiers and Marines that he met during the height of the Iraq War between 2005 and 2007.
Once I got there, I fell in love with the men and women that serve and was sort of blown away by the depth of their spirituality, the depth of their perspective, the things that they're wrestling with.
Documentary filmmaker Jake Rademacher traveled to Iraq during the war to embed himself in the day-to-day lives of what servicemen and women went through. At least a dozen of veterans and their families came out to watch the film, which was released in February. Ahead of the screening, Rademacher talked about the purpose of the film, which he says is to open up a dialogue about the trauma and the struggles veterans face while transitioning back into society.
And when we introduce the film, we're going to encourage the veterans to also be emotionally courageous and also open up about their experiences, as a group.
Eric Calley, Senior Vice President for the VFW National, says this seminar unlocks a chance for relatives to also understand the hardships of what a soldier's experience is after returning home.
This is a little insight for veterans' families to understand what the veteran has went through, to not only better help their families understand, some of their battles that they fight every day, but to be able to have tools to use to be able to help them in the future.
The film tackles hard topics such as suicide and even an emotional perspective from the relatives of those who served. Rademacher says the film was inspired by his brothers and what they've been through.
Looking back on it, I did it for love of my brothers. I wanted to reconnect with them. They were distant to me after going to war and coming back.
The film was sponsored by the Gary Sinise Foundation, who supports veterans and first responders. Gary Sinise played Lieutenant Dan in Forrest Gump. Brothers After War is currently on Amazon Prime. Rachel, back to you.
Thank you, Taryn. The 79th annual DeWitt Ox Roast continues today in the city's downtown. The festivities started bright and early with a 5K run walk. Then at 10 a.m., the community gathered to watch the Ox Roast Parade, which featured dozens of creative floats. The event also offers carnival rides, food, live music, fireworks, and more. Local businesses participated in today's parade, showing off some of DeWitt's history.
This barbershop's been around for almost 100 years, so it's pretty cool to be able to celebrate that tradition and be able to be a part of the community like that. A lot of people come in from other places too to check out this place. So I mean, the community gets together and they help each other out and they support local businesses, which is what matters the most, honestly.
The ox roast isn't over yet. Live music runs until 11 p.m. tonight, and the last day of the event starts tomorrow with a kids event at 10 a.m. and the carnival opens at 11 a.m. One West Michigan family got more than they ordered in a McDonald's parking lot. Instead of a late-night snack, they welcomed their new baby girl under the Golden Arches. Tessa Kresh has the story.
Under the Golden Arches in Schoolcraft, the parking lot is back to normal. But early Monday morning, it was a delivery room.
I'm just really, really thankful that it went well. And if it had to be in a McDonald's parking lot, then it had to be there.
Elise and Kevin Rotunda were racing to Bronson Hospital, about 45 minutes away from Centerville, when their fourth child decided not to wait.
Things changed very quickly. There was a lot going on that I could feel was happening.
Kevin remembers the drive, driving down North Grand Street at 100 miles per hour.
I got really nervous. I just felt like we weren't going to make it.
Our drive from Centerville to this McDonald's parking lot took about 30 minutes. But for Kevin and Elise on Monday morning, they managed to cut that time in half.
I was rushing. Things were happening and I was nervous.
Kevin says he never thought he'd be the one to deliver his child.
Anybody that knows me knows I would be the last person you would think to ever deliver a baby.
But when the moment came, instinct took over.
He caught her. I had a huge sigh of relief when she honestly just fell out and immediately started crying.
Baby Matilda weighed at 7 pounds, 14 ounces. But her parents say she already has a few Happy Meal nicknames.
McTilda or McTilly.
At under a week old, baby Matilda may be the youngest customer this McDonald's has ever had, but her family says they're loving her.
Just really thankful and blessed that everything was fine and there was no complications.
I did the dance.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
Well, we are only left with one severe thunderstorm warning across mid-Michigan right now. National Weather Service has expired this particular severe thunderstorm warning that is currently in portions of Ingham County intersecting I-96. So the only one that we currently have in place includes Eaton and portions of Ingham County. That is set to expire by the time we hit 6:30. Again, for the main concern being those isolated strong wind gusts at or above 60 miles per hour. These are some incredibly slow-moving thunderstorms that we are dealing with across the entire area this evening. In fact, that one particular thunderstorm that I was pointing out earlier, going right along I-96, still has not moved. And notice the storms that we have off to our west, well, they're only moving off to the southeast right around 10-15 miles per hour. So we are dealing with some very heavy downpours across the entire region. So just making sure that we are very aware of any potential flooding or ponding on area roads, especially as we head over towards Williamston, Mason, and then even including the city of Perry as well. It's no wonder that we're seeing this ponding, especially when we take a look at some of the precipitation rates that we are dealing with these particular thunderstorms. We're going to put a couple icons on here for you just to show you how fast this rain is actually falling. The one north of Onondaga currently producing precipitation rates 4 inches per hour southwest of the city of Perry. That particular thunderstorm pouring rain at a rate of 3 3/4 inches per hour. The good news is the amount of lightning that we have seen across the entire region has generally decreased over the course of the past hour to an hour and a half. Lightning is a really good indication of just how strong a thunderstorm is, and since the amount of lightning strikes that we have across the area is decreasing this evening, it also is just another hint that these thunderstorms overall are in a weakening mode. However, Storm Prediction Center still has us in this level 1 out of 5 marginal risk for severe weather. Main concern is going to be those heavy downpours and then also isolated strong wind gusts at or above 60 miles per hour. If we put Precision Cast into play here, it looks like for the most part we'll be done with any threat for storms by the time we get past 8-9 o'clock this evening, trending towards drier conditions overnight tonight. I do still have the chance for a couple of showers and thunderstorms as we move into the first first half of our Sunday. Notice PrecisionCast showing those isolated thunderstorms and showers going right around noon to 1 o'clock. Big question marks as we move into our Monday. This particular model has us dry, but notice it tries to break apart a couple of thunderstorms moving across Lake Michigan Monday evening. The big question is whether or not we are still going to have enough instability in place to regenerate that activity. But nonetheless, we are still going to be trending towards a very active weather pattern as we go forward. Outside right now, notice on most of our quad cameras, we are looking at dry conditions. It's just those isolated, very slow moving thunderstorms that we are really going to be concerned about. Temperatures still incredibly warm, 77 degrees in Howell. Compare that to 87 here in Lansing. So you can really kind of see the effects that those rain showers are having on the region. Only cooling down into the low 70s overnight tonight. Cooler air mass for tomorrow, upper 70s. Less humid as well. That humidity returns for Monday and Tuesday. As we move into next week, some really nice temperatures in the forecast. Upper 70s for highs, those overnight lows. Mid to low 50s.
I love what I'm hearing, and it sounds like maybe hold off on any gardening plans till next weekend, just in case you don't want to get rained on.
Yeah, next weekend, 20% chance for rain, but a lot lower than what we have right now.
Awesome. Thank you, Kendall. And coming up, President Trump prepares to meet Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, so stay tuned. 6 News at 6. We'll be right back.